No, you need to add it, and I then can add you your screen.
Okay. Don't do it yet.
We are live, by the way, to collect
Oh,
people.
did you send the link to
Yeah,
Jeff?
Jeff is already here. GM Jeff.
Hey guys, can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
What's going on, Jeff?
Nice. Yeah, all good over here. Busy. There's the DAS conference in London right now, so moving and shaking around the city.
Very nice. Um, Michael, I don't know if you brought the people on stage yet. Can they see us?
Everyone who hopped with the link is already added to the stage, sir.
Okay. Because I like on the stage, I can only see the green card with our photos.
Yes. Give me a second. I'll find. Okay. I think Ben dropped out for a second. Not sure why. Let's. Yeah, you're added. Ben, do you want to share your screen?
No, not yet. I think we can talk a little bit, but towards the end I will. I'm just surprised that I can't actually see the stage with myself on it, but I'll take your word for it that they can see us.
They can't yet. I don't know why I can't turn it on. Trying to find it. Okay, now.
There we go. Talk about saving the day. Looking good, Jeff. So why don't we get started then? Jeff, why don't you go ahead and lead us off with an introduction, and then I'll just fill in some gaps around myself and dual capital for the record.
Sounds good. Yeah, well, so hey everyone, Jeff Handler, co-founder and chief commercial officer at OpenTrade. So OpenTrade, we provide stablecoin yield products as a service. So we work with exchanges like WooX and others to allow them to generate returns backed by investments in real world financial assets and also power end user facing earn and yield products for their users. Have some slides to double click on some more of the details if we want to, but maybe I'll leave it there for now.
Yeah, sounds good. And Jeff, maybe you can give a little bit more context about yourself personally, how you got involved with OpenTrade. Well, you're a founder, so how you got the ball rolling.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So my co-founder Dave and myself have been working in the crypto and fintech industries our entire careers. So starting out working together in our dorm rooms back in 2014, building the first Bitcoin wallet on iPhone at the time, and then moving into various different roles. Where most recently, prior to founding OpenTrade, we were both at Center, which is the joint venture between Coinbase and Circle that launched and governed USDC. And it was really there that we saw the evolution of what I'd call kind of the current like stablecoin ecosystem. So, for example, how exchanges were using Circle Mint accounts to get access to USDC, offering USDC products to their users, so on and so forth. And so it was really there that we saw that there's definitely a need and a fit with these high quality real world asset backed stablecoin yield products that could, complement stable coins and also complement, kind of DeFi strategies, rather than, particularly replace them. And so, yeah, we started the company around 2 years ago now. We've been fortunate to have some really good backing from investors like A16Z Crypto, Circle, Notion, Mercury, and a few others. And yeah, and we've been working with WooX for since the beginning of this journey. So yeah, I'll pause there.
Yeah. And just for some context on me and my good friend Dodo Capital here, well, maybe I'll let you do an intro yourself, sir, before we get rolling.
All right. So yeah, I'm an intern, forever intern at Woo, trader myself, and an enthusiast of OpenTrade, Vault on UX. Basically, the 7 or 8% API saved my ass early this year, because from every profitable Degen trade, I was sending there 10%. So when I lost it all, I had some money to start with again. So yeah, I really like the product, and I guess that's why I'm here with you today.
I believe you guys met in London. Oh, you weren't at the London The Force meetup. Jeff actually made a cameo appearance at the dinner. But yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Yeah. Yeah. I think Michael, you were in Indonesia or something at the time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was in Asia at that time.
Yeah, spreading the good word of Woo. For people who don't know myself, I do a lot of the communications and marketing and partnerships at Woo. My name is Ben York. I am sometimes just the Telegram admin, sometimes a bit more than that. But today, yeah, hosting a stream. I happen to know Jeff personally for quite a few years now. So it's amazing to see your guys' journey, because I'm going to be upfront with you, Jeff. Like when we first met, I was a little bit skeptical. It's like all the stuff going on and like see you kind of in this stable coin space. It's a little bit boring. I didn't say it to your face, obviously, because you're a nice guy. But I mean, looking back now, you must feel a little bit like vindication that, I mean, you started so early in the stablecoin space, and now it's like the hottest topic in crypto is just stablecoins. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, no, it's I'm really glad you kept those feelings to yourself, Ben. That would hurt. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, it's interesting where I think for us, we always knew this was going to be a reality, and it was more of just like when versus if. So I'm not going to lie, it is definitely reassuring that a lot of our hypotheses, kind of have come true. A lot of them haven't. But yeah, it's I mean, for me personally, it's very cool to see, for example, USDC just now being so ingrained in, not just the broader like crypto native ecosystem, but just I'd say fintechs writ large. And that I think importantly too, a lot of this is not just hype and thought leadership and reports, and there's plenty of that as well. But it's underpinned by real use cases and real adoption, which is I like to see. It's yeah, it's yeah. I'm glad it didn't go the other way.
Yeah. Before we get into like the hard selling and the shilling and all that good stuff, I did want to warm everybody up a little bit, and I'm curious about your predictions, Jeff, just on the broader stablecoin market. I feel like for stablecoins to win, I think there's like two like levels of victory, right? And maybe one of them is just like stablecoins become kind of everywhere and people know how to use them, and it's a great medium of transfer internationally. Um, or there's like winning on another level, which would be like the governments, the central banks, they pretty much lose like control of the financial system because of these permissionless systems that you guys created. And it creates just like a whole nother beast. And you guys are right there at the center of it. Like, where do you see this going?
Yeah, no, it's Yeah, it's an interesting question. Have some thoughts, loosely held, but yeah, I can still predict a little bit on that. I mean, so one thing I like to do when thinking about this is thinking about the past and kind of the evolution that we've seen so far. And
Mhm.
so I'm old enough to remember the days when the only way to hold a position in a US dollar balance, if you were trading on a crypto exchange, was to off ramp into US dollars into your bank account, right? Where,
Mhm.
you know, and frankly, that wasn't all that long ago in the grand scheme of
Oh
things.
yeah.
Um, and so just seeing how much bigger the crypto industry and ecosystem has gotten as a whole, and then now at the same time, um, I would venture to say it's actually pretty hard to find like a wallet or exchange that doesn't have some sort of stable coin account that you can use. I think that that's really remarkable, and that kind of growth almost speaks for itself in some level. And then the other side that we see, and so this going more into the like I'd say kind of like the mainstream adoption bucket and kind of like the world changing side of it that you were describing, Ben, is we see a number of what I'd say like pure neobanks. So, these are companies and apps that don't even have Bitcoin or ETH by sell. This is a pure, digital dollar and euro, account cards, that kind of deal, who are building their infrastructure on digital dollar accounts, so USDC
Mhm.
or USDT versus going down the USD route. And I think that when looking at through that lens, like that's happening now and that's continuing to happen and continue to grow. And so I think that that's where we're going to start to see the stable coins eating the world side of the equation. And it'll be a little more from the ground up, as well as just like kind of permeating in these different ecosystems versus necessarily like some big top down like institutional type event.
Mhm.
But I mean, if stablecoins ubiquitous in crypto, crypto keeps growing, if they start becoming more ubiquitous in just terms of general like fintech and neo banking applications, both retail and on the business side, then we're very much treading in stablecoins eating the financial system territory. So I don't have an exact timeline for when we're going to reach that like kind of critical point, but yeah, that's the way I think about it.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, awesome. I don't know if you want to share your screen and go a little bit through some of the details of the product.
Yeah,
But I'm curious if you saw the quote while you were setting that up. I'll just throw this at you, and hopefully you can multitask. I
yeah.
think it was Jesse Pollock from Base who called on different builders from different countries to create versions of stablecoins that are not dollar denominated; they're like local currency. Do you see that happening, or do you just think like once USDC or USDT zero or whatever is so big, then you don't really need an alternative digital currency?
Um, I mean, look, at the end of the day, I think that there can be use cases for like different local currency stable coins outside of just USDC and USDT. It would have to be really tailored to that specific country and those specific use cases. So I'm more hesitant to, just kind of say like overall, like, non-USD local currency stable coins, like that's
Mm.
a good track to go on. But at the same time, definitely not discounting it. And I'm sure there probably are, use cases
Mm.
for that there. I mean, one off the bat is, in emerging markets, a lot of these neobanks are using USDC to power like digital dollar accounts. But
Right.
as part of those apps, there is a local currency component, right? Where you're able
Mm.
to on ramp Colombian pesos and then, withdraw into Colombian pesos in your account. And so there probably could be an efficiency add there, a potential use case for having that be in a Peso C versus that, but also frankly, then there's a lot of other surface area surrounding that. Like the reason they would go into their local currency is probably to do some sort of local payment that will be easier done in cash, or but yeah,
Right.
it's
Right.
guys, looking at the shared. Should I just do share screen?
That's the one. You should have a present option.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you do that, I think you need to allow the program to see your screen. And here we go.
It's all happening live.
We good?
Well, you could put it in presentation mode if you want. We can see the editing bars, nav bars.
Let me.
This is old school using Microsoft Office.
Oh yeah. Can you guys is that better?
It's got these black bars on the side. It was better before. Yeah. Just do it this way. I think it works good.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look, I think I've already touched on a lot of these points. In terms of OpenTrade as a company and what we do, but yeah. So we really are a platform that's built stablecoin yield as a service infrastructure, we like to call it, where clients can generate stable, predictable returns backed by investments in high quality real world financial assets. We deliver this through a combination of a web app, APIs, smart contracts, full stack tech platform that companies like Woo can integrate into. And then under the hood, a full service dedicated traditional finance, asset management, and advisory team that originates, structures, and handles all of the off-chain operations related to these transactions. So basically, once we move out of USDC and invest in money market funds or bond ETFs, et cetera, and bank grade legal protections across the board for our clients, where everything about the OpenTrade platform has been designed from the ground up to have the best in class, most tried and true legal protections for our clients. And, with that full transparency at all times into exactly what's going on under the hood. And so we've, as we mentioned at the beginning, so WooX has had the OpenTrade RWA Earn Vault up for, I think, almost like over a year now, going on that, which was backed by investments in U.S. Treasury bills and money market fund shares. And so what we've done recently is launch basically a new real world asset backed Earn Vault on WooX powered by OpenTrade. And so this new Earn Vault is backed by investments in the BlackRock High Yield Corporate Bond ETF. And really, it's, as with the previous vault, it's all accessible to Woo users within WooX Earn. Simply got to click, enter the amount, and away you go. You start earning interest instantly. It compounds daily, and you can withdraw all or part of your position back into USDC at any time, instantly, facilitated by Woo. And so, with the bond ETF yield product, this provides basically an additional return as opposed to what you would see on treasury bills or money market funds, while still being a very high quality, low risk underlying instrument. And yeah, so it's live on the Woo platform now. We've been seeing some good activity on it, and as we see, the rates here, including rewards, are a solid 8% for eligible users there. Going into this quickly, where what we do want to highlight with things like the ETFs are they it's not a completely smooth flat line like, US Treasury bills or money market fund. There is some volatility. And so I really like showcasing this chart, which is basically looking from so December 2024 to the present, what your value of $10,000 invested in this line, the OpenTrade's high yield corporate bond vault, versus the money market fund vault. This part here, I'm sure that everybody will know what this was. Liberation Day, I think that was the name, but these are the first Trump tariffs. So basically the, entire market saw a similar dip like this, but overall it's been a really, really well performing asset over the course of this year. And again, in normal times, while there is some more volatility versus a pure money market fund, again, outside of the Trump tariff event, you would have still come out to date with an additional $640 on your 10K investment.
I actually had to think about it when you said the Trump tariff event. I actually had to think which one. There's been a few of those so far.
I always remember because it was actually right around my birthday. So that's one of those ones that sticks with me.
It's been a tough year. Yeah, go ahead, Michael.
Yeah, I thought you had PTSD, Jeff, after the tariffs event.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
It'd be funny to see this chart like amended with the event that caused those dips. I feel like maybe this year has just been so much, one thing after another, with like Russia, Ukraine, the Israel, and every country in the Middle East conflicts, tariffs with China, tariffs with Europe, tariffs with Mexico, tariffs with everybody, right? Like this
was definitively it's funny, but this one was definitively I think it was called like Liberation Day, like the day where it was the first bout of tariffs and basically the entire market.
It's the one where he held up the board like live in front of a screen, right? And just had every country in the world on there.
Dude, yeah.
Anyway, enough of the
So that's so that's the kind of, I'd say, the core differences between the high yield corporate bond ETF vault performance versus money market funds. And so then brought this up here where this is just kind of a peek under the hood in terms of how this works functionally in practice. And obviously not every exact step is in here, but this does give, I think, a really good picture of the underlying mechanics and what's going on. So Woo users will be on WooX and have their earn accounts where people like Michael are subscribing or withdrawing based on what they're earning elsewhere. And WooX is effectively aggregating all of this, right? And WooX then has a few things in place with OpenTrade. So one is just an integration with our APIs. So basically in real time, WooX's position on OpenTrade can be digested within Woo's internal systems, updated UIs, etc. The legal agreement and all the legal protections that I was describing earlier. So WooX is a fully secured client of the OpenTrade bankruptcy remote SPV. So everything that we're describing here, all the underlying assets are actually pledged in the name of WooX. So even in the event that OpenTrade disappears, our asset management firm disappears, WooX is actually always fully secured by whatever is in the SPV based on their product use. And so then, the flow of funds, basically we have what we call vaults. So every different asset type where we have yield products where we have a vault. And so we'll have, in this case, the high yield corporate bond ETF vault. WooX would, and so in the case of a net inflow, would send USDC into this vault. we then orchestrate the off-ramping of the USDC into US dollars. That hits our JP Morgan account, which we use for both cash management. So, moving US dollars to buy and sell particular assets, and then also as a custody account for things like ETF shares and others. And we use a brokerage account to get access to these ETF shares. So that in this case is Barclays, and all of this is being conducted by our TradFi asset management firm called Five Sigma Finance through a combination of Bloomberg terminal and other secure channels. And then basically we then plug in the real-time price info on the ETF shares into the OpenTrade platform, which then translates it into a APR that you can get via the API reporting, all of that good stuff. And so that's you guys, that's really what I prepared for today. Was just wanted to kind of like introduce the the bond ETF yield vault, just in terms of the profile of it, take this peek under the hood in terms of how it works. But happy to double click on any of this.
Yeah, I just want to impress upon anyone watching this that, I feel like a lot of the projects who are building with stable coins or around stable coins have probably sprung up in the last couple of years as it's become a narrative. But, OpenTrade's been one of these projects that's been really heads down building it since the beginning of crypto infrastructure allowing such things. You can this slide kind of describes that, right? Like everything is already in place. This isn't just some white paper in a dream, right? Like all these accounts, all these entities, everything's done the right way. It's really cool to see the narrative swinging around towards what you guys are building.
No, and it's good to have this stuff appreciated, because it's it is kind of the belts and braces, like real infrastructure stuff, but it's important. I mean, this is these are important stuff. So
I think especially after last Friday evening, where I don't know how many people were probably done pretty well this cycle, made a bit of money on Bitcoin, some run up, and it was just leaving stable coins and some cross margin perp DEX or centralized exchange account, thinking everything will be fine, and then suddenly coins drop 90% and everything just gets zeroed out. So it definitely made me think a lot about my risk management when I woke up on Saturday morning and realized the carnage that had taken place. And this is not even rare for crypto. Like on the terms of like a TradFi market depression or a market crash, it might happen once a decade. But in crypto, this happens at least once a year, it feels like. So definitely something that I'll be looking at more in the future. Every time, like Michael said, he gets a little bit of profit, he starts sliding it into the RWA vault. At least that's
as I
how I'm
said,
thinking.
like also, if anything happens, because I use a few stable coins, vaults, different strategies, more aggressive, less aggressive, and here the risk is pretty much very limited. Like when you compare it to orderly vault, it's like market making, so there's always a risk. But here, like, also there is no lockup. For me, it's very important, because sometimes, like, I should not, but I end up in a situation when I need collateral immediately to not be liquidated, and that's why I enjoy saving on my WEX account in the OpenTrade vault, and it actually helped me a few times. And also, it's the consistency that it's like the money I save up before off ramping, or also, like, it depends where you're based. But in European Union, as I'm from Poland, I'm tax resident in Poland. When you off ramp USDC or any stable coin, you need to pay the tax But if you don't, you still have exposure to crypto. So I get exposure to bonds without paying the exit tax. So it's a really good selling point from just tax optimization, because technically I still have exposure to crypto. Like in most of the European countries, it matters when you sell to fiat, not to stablecoin, because stablecoin isn't fiat. So it's like literally such a boost if you really want to save some money. So yeah, to all my Europours friends, check it out.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's really interesting. I think, I mean, you hit on the target use cases that we love hearing with like OpenTrade products. Again, this is not something that's meant to replace, crypto strategies and, DeFi trading. That it really is something that's meant to complement it. Where, the way Michael, you were describing that you use it, frankly, that's like exactly what we had in mind in terms of what the RWA earn vaults would look like on WooX. So yeah, no, it's working as intended. That's always good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep it moving. Actually, Jeff, your marketing team fired over a list of talking points, and they're very well drilled. Unfortunately, my hosting style is not, so I think I skipped over half of them.
All good.
Apologies to the marketing team. But one thing I did want to talk about, they were asking like what was the reason why we partnered with OpenTrade at the beginning. And I think, yeah, a lot of it boils down to the slide you're still showing, and right, like when you start talking to them, to OpenTrade, right, and you really get a sense that their first priority is the security, and then after that, the user flow, trying to make things as flexible and as easy as possible. I know you guys spent so much time working with our dev team, and our dev team is, notoriously like the pipeline is just so long. The requests come from everywhere, so I know that they really appreciated you guys getting in there and helping them to integrate the APIs and brainstorming different ways that users might use it, similar to how Michael described, so that we can build a product that actually solves these needs. So I think the OpenTrade product that you have now, if there are any builders who happen to see this, I would definitely recommend reaching out to OpenTrade, because they're great guys to work with. Although, I mean, we would love to keep you all for ourselves. So
Dude, it was reciprocal. We got a ton of really valuable feedback and input from the WooX product and dev team that like really helped shape how the OpenTrade platform operates today. So feeling is mutual. Yeah, and people definitely feel free to reach out.
Yeah. So I was going to mention the user flow. Like if you do want to take advantage of this, if you have a WooX account already, you do need to verify, because it is a centralized exchange. So you do need to submit some information. But then if you head over to our Earn Vault section, it will be the top app, the top vault, right? Just a USDC vault, currently earning between 5 and 6.5% APY. Like Michael said, it's flexible. You can just click deposit as much as you want, come back 5 minutes later, deposit more. And then as soon as you're done with it, you can just withdraw and the funds are in your account instantly. So I think this user flow, I was going to pull up my screen and show everything, but I think it's so self-explanatory though, that I don't think I even need to. Mobile or desktop. Yeah. I don't actually have, because I'm in a hotel right now. So I don't have my normal setup. I won't share it. But yeah, the user flow is fantastic. And that's something that the OpenTrade team spent a lot of time working with us to perfect, allowing us to have effectively a buffer system where there are funds that are stored in between. So allowing a user to withdraw, they can initiate it quickly. It hits their account within seconds. So that part is great. Yeah. I don't know if there's anything you wanted to add on there, Jeff.
Yeah, no, it's I think the flexibility in the way that Woo's put together just the whole user experience is one of the best out there. I mean, you truly can, as mentioned here, any amount, come in with a couple clicks, withdraw it all out instantly whenever you need. It is a truly flexible, easy to use product. The way it's all packaged up. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, if anyone wants to ask any questions for Jeff, fire him at him. He's a stablecoin expert. You can do that in the comments, or if you just want to fire something at me or Michael, we will address that as well. It is worth noting that if you are on WooX and taking advantage of the vaults, if you are a Woo staker, you will be able to boost your APR by 1%, which if you are putting large numbers in there, like I'm sure Michael is, then it's probably not a negligible amount for all you whales up there. So yeah, we're always looking for more collaborations that we can do within the Woo ecosystem to make this product not feel like a generic earn vault, feel like something that's tailored specifically for the needs of the users.
Yeah. So Jeff, thank you for joining us here today. If there are any last questions, please don't hesitate to ask them in the comment section. Yeah, as a user, I can recommend it, and I've been recommended it to my friends, especially those DJs ones.
Love it, guys.
It's
It's a
good.
real pleasure.
Money.
Thanks for having me on. Yeah. No, yeah, thanks again so much for having me on. We're really excited about this product. I think again, the way it's been packaged up and delivered through UX is really excellent. And yeah, thanks again. It's really good chatting with you all.
Yeah, we'll try to cut this up afterwards if Michael set up the stream properly and it's recording. We'll chop it up and put it on our socials. So if you see it, do give it a share for some extra exposure. And then Jeff would love to have you back on at some point just to talk a little bit more about what you guys are cooking next. I don't know, maybe you can give us a sample now if there's anything that you guys are looking at on your product roadmap going, this thing is going to cook.
We do have a new product that we're launching together with a partner that is, yeah, really, really exciting. Is this, so are we, this can be cut, we're saying here, right?
Well, I mean, it could be cut, but if anyone's watching live, they'll see it.
I'll have to leave you in suspense then.
Best to leave us in suspense. But yeah, tell us as much as you can.
Although, guys, like, I'm pretty sure I didn't set up the stream in a way that it's being recorded, so there won't be any evidence.
There we go. Look, I hate to be cagey on it, but it's a new type of stablecoin yield product. That's about as much as I can say right now. But we'll connect offline, and I can start giving you all the juicy details. Yeah, I'm sorry. I really, in a couple of weeks, be able to say more.
Okay, looking forward to it.
Is it related to something that sounds like a mountain range in the North American continent?
That could be another topic as well. Yeah, that could be. Yeah, clever boy, Ben. I was actually thinking of something different, but that's also watch this space.
All right. And Jeff, before we let you go, just tell us right now, the market is hanging precipitously around that 110K range. Are you bearish here or are you bullish here?
Look, I'm gonna go bullish. Why not? I'm in a good mood. Yeah, let's
stay long, stay strong.
Yes.
Michael?
Stay long, stay strong. I'm always long.
Okay. If you'd like to follow up more, join us tomorrow afternoon. It's actually around this time. We'll be in the Woo Discord. We have our weekly community call every Wednesday. That's where we really drop into topics around the Woo token, the ecosystem. We field a lot of abuse for the token performance, perhaps well justified. And also, we talk about different strategies for the product and how to grow it. So yeah, come and find us in the Discord. And yeah, thank you for everyone for being here today. And check out, bring all your stables before you get liquidated, put them on WooX into the high yield corporate bond vault from OpenTrade and WooX.
Thank you very much, Jeff.
Thanks, guys. Good time with you. Have a good one. See you later.
Good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, Ben, it's me and you again.
We're still live.
Yes. Should I end up the stream?
Yeah, you can click in stream, and then hopefully the recording will be intact.
Okay, and to stream.